What's going on, my trainer club? Today we are going to check out the top 25 Pokemon in the Master League for Pokemon Go. So welcome to the Trainer Club. Here we go! Welcome back, everybody. Let me know, how did you do in the Ultra League in Pokemon Go? I am very curious to see. Did your record stay the same as Great League? Did it change? Did you get better? Was it a little bit more challenging for you? Drop in the comments and let me know. And I also want to know, are you excited for the Master League? Because today we're going to check out my top 25 Pokemon that are going to be influential in the Master League. Thank you to pvpoke.com. If you guys want any PvP resources, this is a great resource to go to. So we are going to be using some of their infographics to help you guys out. And then also, before we get into it, I just want to say thetrainerclub.com, where we can get St. Louis merchandise, which is going to be up there for a limited time. So now is the time to start your pre-orders. And then also we have something new, slight pre-order. It's going to come in a little bit later this week. We have Trainer Club Pop Sockets. So thetrainerclub.com is going to take you straight into the shop. And getting into the Master League, the one biggest thing you have to realize is that 15-15-15 is going to be your best friend. So this is where the meta raid Pokemon's IVs are going to be very influential. The other thing you have to realize is that if you have a best buddy boost, it's also going to be influential as well, because there is no cap to the CP. So using Pokemon that have infinite caps, right, all the way to level 40, and then the best buddy to take it to 41 is going to be the best IVs to look out for every single Pokemon. So the highest and closest you have to 100% IV, the better. So now we're gonna get into my top 25 Master League Pokemon in Pokemon Go. So starting off with number 1, we have Giratina Origin Form. This Pokemon is a beast, and it really gets to shine in the Master League with the Shadow Claw, Shadow Ball, and Ominous Wind. It also gets Dragon Pulse. However, this is the recommended moveset, and since it is going to be double ghost moves, the strategy behind this one would be to try to bait shields using the Ominous Wind, since it requires less energy to power up, and then be able to make them waste a shield and be able to get your Shadow Ball faster and be able to utilize this. Since it is a ghost and a dragon, it's going to be weak to Ice, Fairy, Ghost, Dark, and Dragon. So this Pokemon is going to have some weaknesses. However, it's definitely going to have some resistances as well. So if played properly, this Pokemon could be a great asset to your team. And then we're going to have Dialga. Dialga is going to have Dragon Breath, Draco Meteor, and Iron Head. Dialga is a Dragon Steel type Pokemon, so it is the only dragon out there that does not have another dragon weakness, because Dragon on Dragon is typically going to be strong and weak against itself. This one is an exception, so we're definitely going to be seeing some of these Pokemon out there, and Dragon Breath is a very powerful move. It just hits pretty hard regardless. Dialga is going to have 2 weaknesses of ground and fighting. It's going to double resist poison and grass with a whole bunch of other weaknesses, so this definitely may be a Pokemon, a tanky one to put on your team. And then in number 3, we have the Giratina Altered Form, which was the master of the Ultra League. It is also very powerful and prevalent in the Master League as well. So it's going to be Shadow Claw, Ancient Power, and Dragon Claw, which are all spammy moves. So this Pokemon is definitely a handle to put on. It's going to share the exact same weaknesses that we just talked about when we were going over the Origin Form, and it's also going to deliver the Rock Ancient Power for the Flying and the Fire type Pokemon. And next we have the Dragonite with the Dragon Breath, Dragon Claw, no longer a legacy move, so you guys have access to that, and the Outrage. The Dragonite is going to be very powerful, very spammy with that Dragon Breath, Dragon Claw combination. However, it is going to have a double weakness to Ice, so you're going to have to be extremely cautious using this Pokemon and not get stuck, locked in with a bad switch, and then somebody switches in an Ice Pokemon. It's going to take it down very fast. It's also going to be weak to Rock, Fairy, and Dragon. However, it's going to double resist ground and grass, so with the right combination and in the right circumstance, it's going to be very effective for you. And then in the 5th spot, you did see it starting to get prevalent in the Ultra League. In the Master League, Togekiss sits in the 5th spot with the Charm, the Ancient Power, as well as the Flamethrower combination. It is going to be weak to Steel, Rock, Poison, Ice, and Electric, and it does have some resistances as well. It's going to double resist Bug, Dragon, Fighting, and Ground. So this is another Pokemon that's going to be pretty susceptible, but it's also going to do a lot of damage if in the right circumstance, as with most of the Pokemon. However, it's definitely a little bit more balanced than some of the other one, but those double resistances in the right circumstances are absolutely huge. And then we have the Snorlax, definitely going to be higher up there. It's going to have Lick, Body Slam, and Earthquake combination, and it's going to be weak to one thing, which is going to be Fighting, and it's going to be resistant to the Ghost. However, This Pokemon does not have more resistances. It's going to be neutral to a lot of things. So although it's definitely a tanky Pokemon, it's definitely going to take some hits. It can get hit pretty hard with certain movesets. So you do have to weigh that into account and see if people are using fighting Pokemon a lot or if it's going to be worth your while to use this Snorlax. And then we have the Kyogre sitting in the 7th spot with Waterfall, Surf, and Blizzard. So Kyogre is a really powerful Pokemon. It is going to be weak to the grass as well as the electric. However, it's also going to resist 4 things: fire, ice, steel, and water. So the moveset of Blizzard does give it an advantage because grass is going to be weak to ice. However, the one disadvantage is that Blizzard does charge pretty slow. It's a very hard hitting move. However, it is a very long charging move as well. Surf gets off a little faster, so you do have that beneficial place, and it's also going to be neutral to a lot of things as well. And then we have the Metagross with Bullet Punch, Meteor Mash, which is a Community Day move that is absolutely crucial, and Earthquake. So this Metagross is going to have a ton of resistances. Double resistant to poison and psychic. And it's going to be weak to ground, ghost, fire, and dark combination. So this Metagross, definitely a lot of resistances. Just don't let it get caught in the wrong matchup as well. A lot of these Pokemon are like that, but certain Pokemon are a little bit more tanky and can handle, such as like the Giratina altered form is tanky. It can handle some of those mismatched. This Pokemon will get hit very hard. And then we're gonna have in the 9th spot Mewtwo with Psycho Cut, with the Psystrike, and with the Ice Beam combination. Remember, you can also get Shadow Ball in this Mewtwo, which may be an option for you guys if you are seeing a ton of Ghost Pokemon out there that can do a lot of damage, but that one and Psystrike are both move sets that you had to have gotten when they are rated for or when it was in the EX raids. Mewtwo is going to be weak to Bug, Dark, and Ghost, and it's going to resist Psychic and Fighting. So it's a very powerful Pokemon. It's going to be slightly glassy because it's more on the attack heavy side, but it's definitely in the right circumstance going to put a powerful punch on a lot of Pokemon, and it gets the ice moves, which gives it additional coverage as well. And in the 10th spot, we have the Melmetal with the Thunder Shock, with the Rock Slide. So this Pokemon really gets off moves fast. It's very spammy. It's going to be weak to ground, fire, and fighting. It's going to double resist poison and have a bunch of different resistances as well. This Pokemon is fun to play with. Honestly, the only downside is it's 100,000 Stardust and 100 Melmetal Candy in order for you to unlock the second charge move, but that second charge move is an absolute must. So that's the top 10 as far as resistances and what to go with. Now we're going to get into the top 25, 11 all the way through 25, and I am going to just give you the movesets. If you guys want to research more into them, you can definitely do so. But here's the strategy. When you pick one of these Pokemon in the top, pick something that you're comfortable playing with. Do you like the longer charging Pokemon, or do you like the spammier type Pokemon? And then pick one, find out what its resistances are, find out what its weaknesses are, and then find what would counter one of its counters. So let's just take, for example, you start using Mewtwo, and then you see the Giratina come out quite frequently. One of the counters for the Giratina would be a Dialga. So you may run something like a Giratina, Origin or Altered, depending on the coverage you're looking for, and then you're gonna use a Dialga to go ahead and counter one of the Dragon type Pokemons if that comes out. So at number 11, we have the Darkrai with Snarl, Dark Pulse, and Focus Blast. This Pokemon is gonna hit really hard, a little bit more glassy, not as tanky. Then in the 12th spot, we have the Garchomp with the Mudshot, Outrage, and Earthquake. In 13th, we actually have Mew, Shadow Claw, Psyshock, and Focus Blast. However, you're gonna have to use a lot of TMs to get this moveset because it has a big move pool unless you get lucky or you already have it on there, which would be super beneficial. Then we have Groudon, Mudshot, Earthquake, and Fire Blast. This Pokemon is going to take a little bit of time to charge up. It's definitely gonna sit in there. Maybe not the best lead Pokemon to try to spam out shields, but then we have Swampert in the 15th spot. It's amazing how diverse this Swampert is with the Mudshot, Hydro Cannon, and Earthquake combination. And then we have Lugia with Dragon Tail, Sky Attack, and Hydro Pump. Then we have Latios, Dragon Breath, Dragon Claw, Psychic. And then in the 18th spot, we actually have Glaceon with Ice Shard, Icy Wind, and Avalanche. That's just a straight ice type Pokemon, so it's definitely gonna have a few weaknesses. And then we have Hydreigon in the 19th spot, Dragon Breath, Dark Pulse, Dragon Pulse. And then Gyarados in the 20th spot with Dragon Breath, Crunch, and Outrage. Those are some pretty solid movesets right there. Then we have Regirock, Lock On, Stone Edge, and Focus Blast in the 21st spot. In the 22nd spot, we have Mamoswine, Powder Snow, and Avalanche. I love that moveset combination. However, Mamoswine does have a good amount of weaknesses, and Bulldoze as well. So just play that Pokemon appropriately if you choose to do so. Then we have Tyranitar in the 23rd spot with Smackdown, Crunch, which is the Community Day move of the Smackdown and Stone Edge combination. Then in the 24 spot, we have Heatran, Fire Spin, Flamethrower, Iron Head. Really fun Pokemon to play with. I really like that Pokemon. Definitely has some weaknesses as well, so make sure you learn these Pokemon before you go ahead and power them up. Just try them out beforehand. Then we have Conkeldurr in the 25th spot with Counter, Dynamic Punch, and Stone Edge. And then 26, we have the Rhyperior, Mudslap, Rock Wrecker, and Surf. So it looks like the moves and the Pokemon got shifted since we did check it out the other day. Then we have Regice in the 27th spot with Lock-On, Earthquake, and Blizzard. Gardevoir in the 28th spot with the Charm. It's one of those Charmers. Synchronoise, which is the Community Day move, and Shadow Ball. Then we have Palkia in the 29th spot, Dragon Breath, Hydro Pump, and Draco Meteor, and Articuno. Icy Shard, Icy Wind, Ancient Power, really fun Pokemon to play with as well. That's gonna do it, guys. Number one thing I would suggest doing before you invest all this dust, I would suggest just playing with a friend and just being like, hey, let's just try out some Pokemon. Maybe you have a level 25 raid Pokemon like a Articuno that you wanna try out, or something else that's not already powered up. Try it out with the appropriate moveset first. Hopefully that you have one, or just use one that you've caught with that moveset, and then see, do I like the way that this moveset charges up? Because if you don't feel comfortable with it, why power it all the way to 40, unlock the second charge move, and then realize that you did not like that Pokemon? So that is definitely a strategy to use to make sure you guys conserve your dust while building your teams, and always look to see what's popular. And do you want to be a meta type Pokemon player where you're going with the top Pokemon and you're susceptible to some of the anti-meta players that are looking to counter these very popular Pokemon? So choose wisely, have fun, and let's get after this together, because the max CP is going to be all the way to 100% IV, and best buddy boosts are going to play into account as well. So thank you to all my likers, commenters, subscribers, Patreon members, and everybody who takes their subscriptions to the next level. I'm gonna see you out on the next video. Peace! I just want to take a moment and sincerely thank all of my Patreon members, everybody that has taken their subscription to the next level and chosen to support me on this platform. I greatly appreciate you guys. As a growing channel and really trying to grow and improve as much as I possibly can, I really appreciate the extra support. You guys mean the absolute world to me. I cannot wait to connect with you soon, and I appreciate you guys all for being a part of the Trainer Club. I will see you guys out on the next video.